The BMW 318 Ti, the car that announced to the world that you couldn't afford an entire 3 Series.
That's right. So the E36 BMW 318 Ti, which was called the 3 Series Compact in Europe, I think. So it was just a shortened 4-cylinder only hatchback version of the 3 Series. It was available in the US for, a few years in the middle of the 90s.
Yeah, and in Europe, the hatchback version of the 3 Series didn't really carry the same stigma that it did here in the States for 2 reasons. One, unlike America, where hatchbacks are dumb and needless micro variations of crossover SUVs make perfect sense, in Europe, the hatchback is generally accepted as being a sensible tool. And 2, while BMW and Mercedes in America are marketed as luxury brands and thus have their lineups limited to fancy models, in Europe, those companies happily sell a wide range of really terrible cars for poor people.
So, why did BMW decide for a very short period to bring their poverty mobile to the United States? That's a particularly interesting question because even in its cheapest, crappiest, vinyl interiorist form, it was still more expensive than like an Acura Integra, which is, a real nice car. And it kind of looked a little bit funny. It didn't have the better multi-link rear suspension that other E36s got, and it only had a 4-cylinder engine. I don't get it.
Yeah, so the product planning might have been a little bit of a mystery. But, more generally speaking, the car's true raison d'etre is being a great lemons car.
So you won't be surprised to hear that at Lemons, our statistical counting is not always perfect, but we're pretty sure 3 different teams have won overall with a 318 Ti hatchback, and that's out of only 9 different teams have won overall with any E36. So that's fully a third of the victories to the hatchback.
Okay, so why is that? Well, we've got some of our usual theories based on nothing. Number 1, something fancier than a crappy little BMW hatchback might be more likely to get penalty laps.
Yeah, number 2, the car is lighter, it's less powerful, and maybe driving a car like that keeps you from getting into trouble and doing stupid stuff.
And lastly, number 3, I think there's a type of team that sticks with a sort of humble machine, and they know that they can't just blow by everybody on the straightaways, and so they look to the other things that will make them successful in a lemons race.
That's right. A lot of teams, the majority even think like, I need more power and that will help. No, that is not true. What you need to be organized. You need to have a good plan. You need to have practice on your refueling stops, and you need to have the car hold together. That's 98% of it. Power, very last thing.
Yeah, so if you're driving something crappy like a 318, you already know going into the whole deal that you're not going to beat anybody on outright speed. So you focus on all those other things, being consistent, staying out of trouble. And that, we've learned over the years, are actually way more important than outright speed.
So what's the moral here? Well, I think the moral is really simple. If you want to win an endurance race, don't go get an M3. Go get the most dull, low-priced, low-content, vinyl-wrapped example you can get. Take it to the track and bore them to death.
Finance requires understanding of all assets and understanding of all liabilities and understanding of general accounting. And that's why the next chapter, chapter 2, is about accounting and financial statements.